Chapter 14. Shelter for Everyone. Ponder a while. What would have happened if you had no neighbors? Have you ever been to a place having different kinds of houses than the one in which you live? Why do you think people have different kinds of houses in different region or in a same region? Are all the houses built near your place same? A house is a structure that provides shelter to us. It protects us from rain, wind, cold, and heat. It also protects us from stray and wild animals. As we look around, we see different types of houses in our region. Many factors are responsible for the construction of different types of houses in different regions or in the same region. Houses in different regions. Landforms and climatic conditions play an important role in determining the construction of a house. Hilly and cold regions. In hilly and cold regions, houses are made up of wood. These houses usually have sloping roofs. Sloping roofs do not allow rainwater or snowfall to collect and make the houses cold and damp. Some houses in such areas also have fireplaces to keep the rooms warm. Polar regions. In polar regions, where the land is always covered with ice and snow, houses called igloos are made up of blocks of ice. The igloo is a house for the Eskimos. The floor of an igloo is covered with animal skin to keep it warm. Flood-prone regions. Houses built on the raised platforms or poles called stilts are common in flood-prone areas. People in this area build their huts above the ground on bamboo pillars. Stilt keeps the house safe from flood water as well as from snakes and insects. Earthquake-prone regions. In earthquake-prone regions, houses are made up of bamboo and wood to prevent injury in case the house collapses. Hot regions. The places having very hot climatic conditions have houses with thick walls plastered with mud. Their roofs are covered with straw or other plant materials to save the roof from being heated due to sun. Moderate climate regions. In the places having normal climatic conditions, people use bricks and stones to construct the houses. These houses usually have thick walls, high ceilings, flat roofs, and a number of doors and windows. Fact trivia. Nomads are the people who move from place to place. According to their requirements, they live in temporary houses called tents. Tents are made up of thick cloth called canvas. Houseboats are movable houses that are mostly common in the lakes of Kashmir and Kerala. Different houses in the same region. The amount of money a person can spend to construct the house is a major factor responsible for different types of houses in the same region. A person who can spend more can add luxury to his house, but a person who cannot afford such luxuries spends consciously to fulfill his basic needs. People living together. The people living near our house always help us when we are in need. A group of families living together in a particular locality makes a neighborhood. People living in a neighborhood share some common facilities like water, electricity, roads, parks, shops, etc. On the basis of the number of people living in an area, the settlements can be divided into following categories. Hamlet. A typical hamlet consists of only a few houses, often clustered together close to the road. All the settlers of a hamlet are engaged in same occupation. Village. A village is a small community or group of kacha houses in a rural area. It is usually larger than a hamlet and smaller than a town. Nowadays, many villages have pakka houses. Town. A town is a community of people ranging from a few hundreds to several thousands. Usually, a town is thought of as larger than a village but smaller than a city. City. A city is an urban settlement with a particularly important status. Towns and cities are well planned. In cities, some people who cannot afford a house live on footpaths, bus stops, or railway platforms. They are called homeless people. Animals living together. Insects like ants and bees live together in groups. Let us learn about their dwellings. Ants. Ants live in colonies. There are three kinds of ants: queen ant, female worker ants, and male ants. The queen ant lay eggs and the worker ants look after the eggs and collect food. The ants make a home with clay, sand, and sticks. It is called an anthill. An anthill has numerous chambers connected to one another. The ants use these chambers to lay eggs, to store food, and to rest. Bees. Bees live together in a beehive. There is one queen bee, some male bees called drones, and many worker bees in a beehive. The queen bee lays eggs and the male bee helps the queen bee to reproduce. The worker bees protect and build the beehive. They also collect nectar from flowers and store it in the beehive. Fact trivia. The one log house in California, USA is one bedroom house hollowed out from a single log that came from a 2100-year-old redwood tree. Vocabulary cards. Neighborhood, a group of families living together in a particular locality. Village, a small community or group of kacha houses in a rural area. Nomads, the people who move from place to place. Anthill, the house made by ants with clay, sand, and